Hi, it's Jonathan, and welcome to another Sigillum Multarum video. Today we will be covering our third national flag, Indonesia, a Southeast Asian country just north of Australia. On this day, 75 years ago, Indonesia declared itself an independent country after being ruled by the Netherlands and then Japan. In this video, we will talk about the history of Indonesian flags and then its symbolism, before covering the flags that the flag of Indonesia resembles. Now, let's begin covering its history. Bandera Pre-Colonial, Pre-Colonial Flags. We will begin our history of Indonesian flags with the flags flown before Dutch colonization. There are a lot of independent countries in what is now Indonesia, and thus a lot of flags. Some are pretty distinguishable, such as the flag of Multarum, while others are identical to one another, such as the plain yellow flag used by Mempawah, Sambas, Sanggau, Simpang, Sintang, and Samaliang. That's a lot of confusion in this plain yellow flag. The flag that will be most important for this video is the flag of the Majapahit Empire, a monarchy that existed from 1293 until 1517. In addition to Indonesia, the Majapahit ruled over what is now Singapore, Malaysia, Brunei, and Timor-Leste, as well as parts of the Philippines and Thailand. The Majapahit used a flag with 9 red and white stripes. This flag will be important in the history of the Indonesian flag. For now, let's move on to some seemingly out-of-place colonies. Belanda di Pacific Selatan, the Netherlands in the South Pacific. In the centuries after the fall of the Majapahit Empire, Indonesia was ruled by various pre-colonial kingdoms until some European colonial empires gained interest in the region, including the Netherlands, Portugal, the United Kingdom, and during the Napoleonic Wars, France. However, of these colonial empires, the Netherlands gained the most significant presence in what is now Indonesia. As a result, the Dutch unsurprisingly called their Indonesian holdings the Dutch East Indies. At first, the Dutch East Indies was administered by the Dutch East India Company, a shipping company founded by the Dutch government of the time, which existed from 1602 to 1800. The Dutch East India Company initially used an orange-white-blue tricolor, the Dutch national flag at the time, with the Dutch initials VOC written in the white stripe. In the early 1600s, however, the orange and light blue was changed to red and dark blue so it could be more visible against the bright sky. Later, when the Dutch East India Company was dissolved in 1800, the Dutch East Indies came under the direct administration of the Dutch government, and as a result, used the Dutch national flag until the 1940s. Now, let's see what happened to the Dutch East Indies. Pendudukan gagal. Pengambilan gagal. Failed occupation, failed retrieval. During World War II, the Netherlands began to lose control of the Dutch East Indies. In 1940, the mainland Netherlands was occupied by Germany. Though because it relocated to London, the Dutch government was able to retain control over its colonies, in the Dutch East Indies and elsewhere. In 1942, however, Japan invaded and occupied the Dutch East Indies, bringing Japan's national flag with them. There's also the more famous Rising Sun flag, which was, and is, the war flag of Japan. But that's for another episode. Either way, Japan occupied the Dutch East Indies until it surrendered to the Allied powers on, depending on your time zone, August 14th or August 15th, 1945. As part of this surrender, Japan returned its various occupations to their pre-war governments. Part of this process included returning the Dutch East Indies to the Dutch government, which already regained the Netherlands later that year. However, on August 17, 1945, the Republic of Indonesia declared itself an independent country, adopting a red and white bicolor, with the colors taken from the old Majapahit flag from earlier. The next month, the newly formed Indonesian Navy adopted a recolored Majapahit flag as its naval jack. However, Indonesia's status was not recognized by the Dutch at first, resulting in the Indonesian National Revolution. This war lasted until 1949, when the Netherlands finally recognized Indonesian independence, and the red and white flag from 1945 is still used by Indonesia to this day. Now, let's move on to the symbolism. Symbolism. There are several meanings to the colors of the flag of Indonesia. As I said, the red and white colors come from the flag of the Majapahit. However, there are several other interpretations for the colors. One interpretation comes from Indonesia's first president, Sukarno, who said, "Red is the symbol of courage, white is the symbol of purity. Our flag has been there for 600 years. Another interpretation of Indonesia's flag says that the flag's colors represent two aspects of human life. Red represents physical life in the human body, white represents spiritual life in the soul. These are the interpretations of the flag of Indonesia. Now, on to some confusing similarities. Jangan bingung dengan, not to be confused with. The flag of Indonesia is a simple enough design that there are several other flags that look very similar to it. The flag that looks the most similar to the Indonesian flag is the flag of Monaco, a very small country on France's southern coast. The flag of Monaco looks almost identical to the flag of Indonesia, except Monaco has a slightly darker shade of red, and while the flag of Indonesia has a proportion of 2 to 3, Monaco has a proportion of 4 to 5. In fact, Monaco filed a complaint about this flag confusion not long after Indonesia was recognized as independent, but the complaint was largely ignored by the international community, so watch out for the differing shades of red. To add to the confusion, the flag of Poland is similar to both Indonesia and Monaco, but with different proportions, a lighter shade of red, and most importantly, the red is on the bottom instead of the top. In other words, try not to fly your Polish flag upside down, or else it would be confused with Indonesia. Also, Poland's white and red color is used by Thuringia, a state in Germany, but with different proportions. These are the various flags of the world that use a plain red and white bicolor. There are more flags out there that have the same pattern, but with some distinguishable details such as Greenland with its half circles or Singapore with its stars and crescents, but it will take a while to cover. Long story short, do not confuse Indonesia with any of these, especially not Monaco. Now, on to one last piece of trivia. Keremahan, trivia. One more piece of trivia for me to mention here is that the Indonesian flag picture I've been showing here is the version used on internet renderings of the flag of Indonesia. The red on a physical Indonesian flag is slightly darker than on the internet version for some reason. Why this is, I am not sure, so tell me down in the description. For now, on to the outro. And now you know about the flag of Indonesia, its history from the pre-colonial era to today, and its symbolism. I also seem to have sent a public service announcement to my fellow Vixelophiles about how not to fly the Polish flag. So remember that. For now, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like on it. If you enjoyed the entire channel, subscribe to it. And if you want to know when my next video will be coming out, click the bell button after you subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.